Welcome back to Hooked on Needles. This is episode 4. Today is October 20th. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's October already. This is a little video to talk about journey items that have been made using the crochet technique and knit technique. And yeah, I am Marisela. I am your host, and I am glad to have you guys take a look at this. So, yeah, let's get into some stuff. Last time I talked to you, I was waiting on my friend, to start knitting a little poncho for one of my youngest nieces. So my friend had time and we got together on the phone and we got to make the little ponchos. I don't have the pattern or anything. I put it in the previous video, but I did finish it. This is the 18-month one. I don't know. I've never made items for little kids really, besides like hats and stuff. Headwear, I should say, or a blanket. So I don't know if this is big enough. It looks quite small to me, and the hood is like almost the same length. So I don't know if, I followed the directions and I do love it, and it was really easy and really quick to knit up. You use bulky yarn, so it works up really fast. But this is the seed stitch, I believe, for the hood, and it's knit and flat, and then you keep going, and then you connect it at one point and do your increases and stuff. But it's really pretty. I really like it. And then you end up, the bottom of it also has the seed stitch. So I like it. Like I said, the only thing that's worrying me is the length of it, just because I've never made such an item. But not too bad for my first one. And I used 2 balls and I had to get a third at the bind off. So that was kind of the want part. But yeah, so it used like, I guess, 2 full balls and then a bit of a third one. But I really like it. It's really pretty. I really like the color. And so I'm really happy with it. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it didn't take very long to do. Maybe like 3 nights, 2.5 nights. But yeah, like you could do this in one day, in a couple of hours if you really wanted to. Because once you get the rhythm, like it knits up real quick. But I do like it a lot, so I really hope that little niece will enjoy it. But yeah. And then on my family side, I also made the lacy pineapple shawl. It's on redheart.com. And I haven't weaved in the ends or anything, but I made the shawl. And I do have some oopses in it. You can see it better there, I guess. But again, once you get the pattern going, like the rhythm, it also comes up real quick. It's not that difficult, like I said, and it's really cute. I really like it. This is going to go to my sister-in-law. One of my sisters. I don't know which one, but one of them will be getting it. And I really like it. And I really like the color. It's blue. I have 3 sisters. 3 sisters-in-law. And yeah, this will be for one of them. Don't know which one yet. I've got yarn in my hair. Oh. Sorry. And yeah, and then my sister, the oldest, she has, ever since I started crocheting, because I did that first, she's always tried to get me to sell my items. And I think I've sold a couple of things, but not really. Like, I think I talked about this before. I don't know how to price it, and I don't know, like, I just like to do it, not really to make a profit or whatever. I just like to make stuff for people. But anyway, so then she sends me a link to a craft show that's coming up in November. And I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I was looking at my bins where I keep all my made things, knitted or crocheted. And it's getting up there. It's getting quite full. I have 2 or 3 bins of them now. And so then I decided that maybe I should sell some of the stuff that I have made. And also I will go ahead and make a couple more things, just to have enough things, I guess, to fill the booth. It's not a very big booth or anything, but just to see, you know. And I used a lot of the yarn I already had. And then Joann's was having a sale where you got 20% off of your entire purchase, including sale items. So they had a clearance bin, and the balls were only like $2. So I kind of went crazy. I don't remember how many balls I bought, but I spent like $20 on the clearance things. And then I bought some to kind of go with some of the stuff that I already had. And so I made a couple of these hats, and I think some of them will go towards the craft fair, and then the ones that I don't sell, I will end up either donating or giving to my family, I guess. Because my niece, the oldest niece, she likes, what's it called? I don't remember the word. Slouchies. That's the word. She likes slouchies, so I made this one. And I made little pom-poms on like all of them. And I love this color. It is so pretty. This is just a solid blue that I had left over. And then this is like a chunky color. And like I said, it was on clearance. So I actually got 2 balls of it. Because I was thinking that would be enough to make like a set. So I got the yarn and made a hat, and then I made a little cowl to go with it. And I really love this, and it's just a simple half double crochet with a 8mm hook. Sorry, 8mm. And yeah, so I just made it, and I really like it. And then so I made these 2, and then I still had some left. So I was like, well, let me see if I can make a hat out of it. And I did. I had enough for another hat. And this again is only half double crochet. This is knitted. And I really like that I had enough to make the little pom-poms on them, because I really like the pom-poms. And I went pom-pom crazy, I think. So that is, those are some items that I think I'm going to end up attempting to sell. And I will be happy if I make the, like, what I invested. If I make that, I'll be happy. Like, I will have less items in my bucket, so that's all good already. And then I made this one, and this is like knitted and knit stitch and purl stitch or garter stitch. And that's just a couple of rows. And this one, it's not really slouchy. This one's more of a fitted hat. But this yarn I had left over from last year when I made something for my niece. And so I just used it as a border. And then I got, I think it was 2 of these at Joann's again, and so I think I'm gonna end up making just a regular knit hat for guys. And then if I don't sell them, then my nephews will be getting them. So it's a win-win either way. And then like I said, I went pom-pom crazy. So this is other yarn that I also had left over from that thing I made for my oldest niece last year. And these two yarns are the same. So I used it again for the border. And then I made a little slouchy, another little slouchy with the pom-pom. And I'm loving all these hats. They work up so ridiculously fast. Maybe in an hour, like I can get done with one. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like a lot less. But yeah, so I think I cast on, because I'm using the bulkier yarn. So I use size 13 needles. 13 or 11s? I don't remember. Maybe it's 11. Yeah, I think it's size 11s. And I cast on 48. And then I do a 1x1 rib for about 5 or 6 rows. And then I do stockinette all the way up until it measures about 9 inches. And then I decrease. And I do it dividing by 8. So, yeah. So start with 48, then you go to 40, then you go to 32, and so on and so on. And I actually like when I have 16 stitches left rather than 8. Just because then I don't get like such a pointy top, because otherwise you get a really pointy top. And so I like the less pointy top. But I made that one, and then this one was also leftover yarn from last year. And this one, actually the yarn was variegated. This is a solid color that I started off with for the border, and then I went into the variegated yarn. And this one is just all that one yarn, because I had like 2 balls left of it from last year. And then I did a solid color pom-pom. But I'm loving having my pom-pom maker and making little pom-pom hats. And yeah, like I made them up so fast. So now I'm like, maybe everybody's gonna get one of these for Christmas. I don't know. Because they're so cute and so fast to work up and everything. So yeah. So I'm gonna be selling some of those. And I think I'm gonna make a couple more just to have different colors. Because this is pink and not everybody likes pink. I'm not a pink person. I like purple and blue, and green. Anyways, and then I wanted to give it a go at making a little cat ear hat and bear ear hat. So I attempted to make the cat ear one, and this one's actually crocheted. I don't know if you can see it very well, but they're my little cat ears. And so this one I actually crocheted, and I held the yarn double, and I had this in my stash, so I just was like, need to use it up. And then I just did my favorite crochet stitch is half double crochet. I don't know why, I just love it. That's my favorite. So I use it for like everything. So again, half double crochet, where I just did rows doing back loop only. And then I joined them with a slip stitch right here on the inside. You can see it. I haven't woven in the ends, however you say it. And then you end up like that on the inside, but some people like it on the inside, some people like it on the outside. I like it on the inside. And so I left that part on the side of it. And so you end up with this square, and then you just kind of weave in the yarn tails here, to cut that part off and attempt to make little triangles. And so that one wasn't difficult at all. And then I did a single crochet border. I think I did 2 rows just to keep it like a little bit tighter around the actual head. And yeah, but this one fits me, so I need to make a little bit smaller one for the kids. But I really like it. Hello. I think I'm gonna make a black one for my daughter because she likes dark colors. So yeah, so I made that one, and then I did try to do a bear one, and so this is the bear one, and so the ears are a little bit rounder compared to the kitten one. That one's more triangle. That one's more of a circle. So again, I just did this one I actually did in the round, I think. And so I just did half double crochets all the way around. And then I connected it at the very top when I ended up with the square. And I think I did slip stitches again. And so, yeah, I did slip stitches. That's in the inside. Those are the slip stitches on the inside. And so then you end up with this on the outside. And then again, you just take some yarn to weave it in back and forth to make your little circled ears for your little bear hat. And this one I think will fit a child if it's my child. Although he has a bit of a big head. But I'm thinking of making a couple more of these and the little cat ones for the fair. And I'm also going to be making some of these little cowls. This one, I got some of that yarn, the boutique one. I don't know who makes it, but it was on sale. It was on clearance. But it's really, actually, it's really soft. And I really liked it. And again, half double crochet. It's a half double crochet. Chain one. Half double crochet. So then you end up with these gaps. And then you half double crochet into the gaps. Chain one. And so on and so on. But you end up with this little like mesh thing. And I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. So, yeah. Simple. And I did that during carpool. Once I got the rhythm of it. Like, it goes by so fast. And then I was thinking of like some cute little kit items I could make. I still need to come up with some for boys. I feel like it's a lot easier to make girl items than it is to make boy items. So anyways, I made these little bows. And this I used, I just had some scrap yarn. So I was like, oh, maybe I can use that. So I did. And then I have these clips. So I will end up putting that on there. But I think I'm going to put some felt on them or something. Because, yeah. And then, ta-da! I have a little bow. And I actually really like this yellow. I don't know what's up with me in yellow lately. I have been loving the color yellow. So I'm going to be making some of these. And then I also made a headband. It's like a headband ear warmer thing. So there you go. And then I just made a little flower on it. So this is what I was thinking, maybe for like teens and women that might like to have these. And this was like, yeah, just scraps I had that I was like, what can I do with this? I found something to do with it. And I really like them. And this flower is so adorable. I did follow a tutorial for this. They're separate tutorials for the flower and this, so I will attempt to put a link and all that stuff. And then, so I'm going to have a couple of those that I still need to make. And then I also am going to make some little coin purses. And this, again, is just scraps of cotton that I had. It was solid purple and then the variegated with that little button. And I'm going to be making some of these little coin purses. And I can't decide if I want to put like a little loop on it or if I just want to attach it to like a keychain or something. I don't know, but I like it, and it's actually a pretty good size. Like, it's like, well, I don't have very big hands, but it's a decent size. I wish I had some coins with me. I have some of my son's buttons that he likes to play with, so I'll put some of those in there. And yeah, I really like it, and it doesn't take that long to make. And it's good for your scraps, or even if you have, like, I have actually quite a bit of that. You see that? All of that right there? It's all like the same color. Because I was gonna make something for my daughter, but then she changed her mind and said I want something else. So I don't know if I can just go and maybe trade in some of the colors, because that is a lot of yarn. So I don't know, I may end up doing some like washcloths, or I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's all cotton right there, so I do need to use that up. But I think these little coin purses are really cute to use that with. And again, I like to use cotton for my bags. I don't know why. I like it. And then I also made for little girls. Again, I need to come up with something for little boys because I don't know what little boys like. But I made this little owl one. And so I haven't put the strap in yet. It's just there. But I just put a couple of different colors on there, braided it. And so it will be right here. That's how it will go. Ta-da! And I think this is adorable. It's a little owl hat. So, a little owl bag. So I'm going to be making some more of those owl hats that I had shown before. And some of these bags. So, yeah. But they're a good size too. Like for little kids. And, so those are some of the items that I think I'm going to end up making to attempt to sell at the craft show. I've never done one of those, so I'm actually a little nervous about it because I don't know what to expect. And my sister sells Tupperware, and so she goes to a lot of that stuff, and that's why she's always telling me like I should go and do something, because she sees that there are other knitters and crocheters that sell their items at some of the fairs that she goes to. But yeah, so I decided to just kind of give it a go, and I'm not sure. I kind of want to make some of the mermaid tails because I think those will sell well, but I'm really like nervous because what if they don't, and then I end up with like, I don't know, mermaid tails galore. So I don't know. I'm just really nervous and intimidated. And then also I feel like I have a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff, and so I'm thinking if maybe I need to kind of just stick to a couple of things since it's my first one, or if I should go all crazy and do everything that I know how to do. So I don't know. I'm debating on what to do, but anyways, I am enjoying making all these little things to or like ideas of things to sell. I do like that part, but I don't know how many of each item to make. So, yeah, and then again, like I said, I don't want to make like way too many different things, and then people just kind of like not know what to buy or whatever, and just get kind of overwhelmed with the variety, because I know that can happen sometimes too. So yeah, I'm not sure of where I'm gonna go. So far I have like 6 different things, 7 different things. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that's happened. My husband came into town this past weekend, so that was fun. And I actually did a race called the Flavor Run this weekend. And that was fun too. I was the kind of person who took forever to do anything. Like growing up, exercise was not a priority. And even now, like I don't do it every day or whatever. But my sister got into running, and so she was like, hey, would you want to do a race with me? And I was like, sure. Not really thinking of what I was getting myself into. And it was a 5K run, which really isn't that bad. It's like 3.5 miles, I think. So it was kind of intimidating just because I never had done it before, any kind of race. And she had actually done a race about a month and a half ago, just to see if she could do it, and she did it. And so then I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then we invited one of our friends, and then so all 3 of us did it. And I was very happy because we were able to do the whole thing in like under 50 minutes, which for me is like a big woohoo. I know for some people it's like, what? I could have ran it like 4 times already. But for me, and not being as active as I should be, I think it was a really good time, and I was not as tired as I thought I was gonna be, and I was not as sore as I thought I was gonna be. So that was like awesome, because working out and then the next day you feel all of it, like you feel like you have cement boots on, and you're like, why does it hurt to breathe? But none of that happened. So that kind of lets me know that I am doing better than what I had been doing. So yeah, but so that was fun, and my kids were there, my husband was there, and so I was over the moon that they were there to support me. And then the best thing was when I finished, and then my 6-year-old comes up to me, gives me a huge hug, and he's like, Mommy, I'm so proud of you. And that just like, oh, thank you. Like, there's nothing better than your kids' hugs sometimes. Like, even if you're not having a bad day, but just out of nowhere, they come up to you and hug you. It's like, thanks. Yeah, so I was so happy that he did that. And he just, I love him so much. Anyways, and then my daughter was like, yeah, good job, Mom. Like, you know, with her teenage self and attitude, like, yeah, okay, good job, Mom. But yeah, so I had fun, and yeah, so that's pretty much all I have. I have done no work on my sister's, I have it right here, my sister's blanket. Have done absolutely no work on it. I don't even know where to start with that thing. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I seriously just kind of want to make squares and then add them to it, because I don't know how to add on to this. Like, to keep the pattern going, because it's like cubes. And so I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up some videos or something. And then I also have had no progress on this thing, which is the other mermaid tail that I was doing for one of the nieces. No progress, nothing whatsoever. But I got those hats done. Nobody's for sure is getting those, but you know, whatever. And I did end up making that sweater for my daughter. I made a granny square, a jihugent granny square. I know jihugent is not a word, but I like to use it. I made a really big granny square, and then I just stitched up like a quarter of the way. But I don't think she liked it. Yeah, she hasn't worn it, and she's like, can you add a button? And I'm like, it's not meant to be buttoned. So I don't think she liked it. So I may just end up using that for the craft show as well. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind she wants. Like, she tells me one thing and then I do it, and then that's not what she wants. And I'm like, teenager, you're driving me crazy. But we were all there once, so I try to take a deep breath. Anyways, and then, also some different news. My 13-year-old did not have a phone. My husband and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so we were like, does she really need a phone if I'm there? We have a house phone that we don't use, but it was there in case I left and she was there. She would stay home. We had a way of communicating. So ever since she was little, we always told her, wait till you're 13, depending on how life goes. We will get you a phone then, or we won't. And by life, I mean her behavior and her grades and all that stuff. So, I have a brainy kid. She is quite smart, and her grades are normally high. Her test scores are ridiculously high. And so there was no excuse for me to say, no, you can't have a phone. So we went and we got her a phone. And yeah, so now she's on Instagram, and I don't know if she's on Facebook, but she's Snapchatting and all that stuff. And to me, that is so scary. Like, I know that it's like the thing to do now, you know, kids have phones or whatever. But I have always been so apprehensive about it just because of all the stuff that comes with it. And my head always goes towards the negative things that are there and all the people that have access to internet and all that stuff. So, like, every day I have to get out of my head and not overthink everything and just be like, okay, she has the phone in case for an emergency, even though I'm home and she could just scream and then I would run upstairs. So, yeah, I just, I feel like I fell into peer pressure to get her a phone, but you know, it was our choice. We had talked about it, and it was something that my husband and I discussed, and we talked to her about keeping your stuff private and all of that stuff, just to make sure that she knew not to just be out there and letting everybody see their stuff or whatever. And yeah, so that was like a big step, especially, like I said, when my head is always going to places that it shouldn't, just because I just worry about my children. So anyways, and then, I also, she's 13, like I said, and the bus stop is not that far from our house. But then I started walking her because on the news, I was watching it, and the news is like the worst thing you can watch because then you worry even more than you already do. But yeah, I had just heard that, you know, a guy grabbed a girl and, you know, took advantage, and she was 10 years old, and they thought they were in a nice neighborhood, and I'm just like, holy cow, like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't, you're safe nowhere. So I started walking her to school, and she's looking at me like, or to the bus stop. I did walk her, and then she was like, you know, you don't have to come with me. But now I'm walking her again because I was like, I know I don't have to come, but I'll just tag along. Like, you can walk a couple feet in front of me. That's okay. But I just want to be there because you never know. And like I said, I worry way too much about my children. My husband is like, you have to pop the bubble. And I always think about the Nemo movie, how the part where she's like, but if you don't let anything happen to him, then nothing will ever happen to him. And I'm like, oh, I know, but sometimes that's okay to not let anything happen to them. I don't know. I just, maybe I just overlove my kids, if that's possible. I will admit to that. I will overlove my kids. Yeah, and it's just, I just worry. It's worrisome sometimes. But anyways, yeah, so that's what's been happening over here. And so next time I talk to you guys, hopefully I will have more things done, especially this stuff and whatever I can do with this. I don't know. And yeah, and then I have really I've really been wanting to make bags lately. I don't know why, but yeah, so maybe I'll have a bag or two to show you. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have to say. I plan on going to the local yarn shop. And asking them if they have knit nights, because they have classes, but I don't want a class. I want to talk to people and engage with them. And so I think I am going to make a trip over there and just to ask her if they do have a knit night or something. Then that's something I would like to do. Just because I don't have anybody else to knit, and my friend is so far away, we can't knit together. But yeah, so I don't have anything that I really want to make besides hats, because as you guys have noticed, I like to make hats. So yeah, I'm gonna put this one on because I really like this one. And so yeah, I really did like this one at all, like a lot. I'm probably gonna go get some more of this yarn to make different color ones. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Please be kind to each other, love each other, and make some good yarny things, because it's so nice to just start with nothing and then end up with beautiful little things like this. So yeah, like I always say, hasta la proxima. Please be well and take care. I will talk to you guys later, or in Spanish, luego. So, hasta la próxima.